as an apology for the editing mess of my last Terrifier review, I'll go ahead and review the short that inspired the 2016 film, while also fixing some of the issues of my last upload. So the conveniently named Terrifier was released in 2011, despite the blasphemy YouTube would have you believe, and this basically lays the groundwork for what we're basically seeing in feature length. And yes, the 2016 version will now be referred to as a feature length because having two films named Terrifier gets annoying at some point. Now, clocking out at about 20 minutes. This really does look like something you see at a drive-in, or one of those CD theaters where self-discovery can lead to public shame. Now, while I enjoyed Terrifier, it still suffered from the issues that plague all films based on shorts. Just look at Lights Out or Truth or Dare. Some ideas are better left as a quickie. We open to the conveniently named woman as she pulls in for gas. This is where Art makes his appearance. He fucks off while woman here gets filled up, plus directions. Now that's 5-star service. After a sound is heard in the back, our trusty attendant goes to investigate, but that takes too long. So woman goes to investigate, where she's met by this. Art, lightly sawing up our favorite attendant. He's a gentle soul, you see. She escapes and drives off, which means she's safe, right? Fuck no, as Art apparently took notes from Jason and can apparently teleport. And this is why I like Art. He's a clown that doesn't fuck around. He's a walking contradiction, and it works. So after running off the road, Art comes by to help, even bringing his best rake face. A new challenger approaches as Art appears with the signature plastic bag, but woman escapes and even finds refuge in this abandoned shed. Now, can you guess what happens next? Is it A, Art gets up and she finds the yellow brick road, B, Art rises from the ground like nothing happened and continues to hunt, or C, Art drives through the door and begins committing necrophilia while staring into the camera? If you guess B, then you've clearly seen this before, which means you're disqualified for cheating. Thanks for playing. So Art beats her with his belt of blades until she somehow gets the upper hand and escapes again, this time finding help from a passerby. Bart already having that shit, so he shoots to help, causing the car to crash. Some time passes, and when woman finally wakes up, she's confused as to her surroundings until she sees Art's utensils of death, which can mean only one thing. Yep, vegetable porn, as he has taken the liberty of giving her some trendy scars and even got rid of those pesky limbs. A scene that completely catches you off guard the first time you see it. But alas, what we were treated to was nothing short of orgasmic. So yeah, check this out if you haven't already. You can watch it on YouTube, minus the wrong year. Especially if you love Art the Clown. Otherwise, he'd be a sad clown, and do we really want that? Anyways, stay tuned for Terrifier 2016, or the feature length. Hello and welcome to another soul-wrenching episode. And if you're new to the channel, then go ahead and burn the flesh off those like and subscribe buttons. Now that we're in a full swing of October, and we're past the trash that was Jessica Rabbit, we're taking a break from that proverbial shit show I normally run, and instead taking a look at a film that's become nothing but an instant classic. Now, as a first, I'll be skipping over Art's first appearance in All Hallows Eve, as I'll be doing that one later. Instead, diving straight into Damien Leone's feature-length Terrifier, based on the short from 2011 and made on a budget that would rival a Beelzebub flick. Now, the main attraction here is Art the Clown, a character whose carved his way into my dead little heart, leaving only a bouquet of entrails. Just love. We open 1 year after a massacre that took place the previous Halloween, as Monica Brown interviews the final girl from that night.
People are frightened by the way that I look, especially children. And it's really difficult for me to deal with that, so isolation is ideal.
Hey, it could be worse. Just be happy it wasn't Camp Redwood. So Art kicks off the title sequence by kicking a TV and putting on his sexy face. Call it what you will, but Art looks more like a mime than a clown. And I guess that makes sense seeing that David Howard Thornton, or Art, has previous mime experience. What the fuck was that? Did she glitch into the Matrix and get rejected? Well, she does look like Roadkill that got fucked by the driver. That phone isn't on. Your phone runs on lies, lady. Anyway, she gets eye gouged by Vicky because... Now, without spoiling anything, even after seeing this film twice, I don't get why she does this. I guess getting turned to Whitley Crowley's ex would do it to you. And shouldn't she be blind? The odd choice behind her makeup would suggest that, but what do I know? I'm just an asshole who reviews movies. Next we meet Dawn and Tara pretending to be drunk, as they'll be our next contestants on Who's Getting Stabbed Tonight. That is until they realize they're back in 2016 in the middle of the clown epidemic, So instead of risking the drive, they walk to a diner where Art also makes a stop. Now just hear me out, it could just be a coincidence. Hashtag not all clowns. Art makes nice and tries to entertain the girls, much to Tara's dismay. But Dawn, who at this point is making us all think what the fuck is wrong with you, a move I'm sure she comes to regret later. Art runs off to the little clown's room, but is then unceremoniously kicked out after leaving his mark like a boss. But they're lucky this isn't Butt County, California, otherwise there'd be shit to pay. They go back to the car, only to realize their tires are now flat. Kinda makes you wish you drove instead of walking now, huh?
Every year, people die because they're too drunk to realize they're in a slasher movie. Know the signs. Is your friend or loved one oblivious to present danger? Or are they making passes at a person who may or may not be a psychopath? Like in a self-awareness that comes from having a black friend present. If someone you know has all the symptoms listed above, they may be drunk or slashing. My name is Noah Daniels, and I represent the fine folks over at the Foundation of Slashing Victims Incorporated. If someone you know drinks or slashing, their life might be in danger. So please, call the number at the bottom of the screen. Their life may depend on it. And remember, don't drink and slosh.
Tara needs a pee break, so she enters this apartment building that looks like it's one step from being a set piece for Saw. She then wanders around until running into Art, where they play a game of Tom and Jerry until she realizes she's locked in, meaning Art holds the advantage. She wakes up in his red room, where he has such sights to show her, like watching her friend get hacksawed and have vagina first. Tara finds a weapon and treats Art like he's Michael at Dr. Loomis lookalike contest. Then Art takes a note from Maxim and just shoots her, which totally breaks the rules parodied by Scream. So yeah, she gets shot in the cheek, but in all honesty, she should have bashed his brains in, Dying Light style. It's at this point Vicky finally arrives, and not one of Pussyfoot, Art intercepts her text and uses this opportunity to invite her to his game of death. But first, revenge selfie, as you do. So, Cat Lady here, and tries to warn the exterminator, but that doesn't bode too well. As she gets that wolf and Art takes her doll baby thing. So, in a really confusing scene, she gives my mother's touch before it fades to black. Vicky goes adventuring, but runs into the corpse of Dawn before being met by this.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
I'm getting Shay St. John vibes. Art terrorizes her until the other exterminator arrives, only to get decapitated like a tool. He's just a clown who enjoys the simpler things, like terrorizing 3 helpless females on Halloween night. I love the look on his face when Vicky rips a hole in his plastic bag. So, Mike the exterminator, who's still alive, comes to her rescue and even calls the cops. But Art just curb stomps him, effectively saving the insects from the terror of Exterminator Mike. She manages to beat the lock off the door just as Art closes in, but she gets away through the power of fucking convenience. However, the night comes to a close where Art just says fuck all and hits her with Will the Exterminator's truck and starts eating her face. As you do? Once the cops arrive, Art takes the easy way out, only to be reanimated, leading to the predictable sequel bait we all knew was coming. And it's revealed Vicky was the survivor shown in the film's opening, because I guess this was supposed to be shocking. But it kind of makes you wonder how Art was watching the broadcast and getting ready for the aforementioned massacre that led to the tragedy that is the mega plastered on this chick's face. Now that's some Inception level shit. Now, I actually enjoyed this film, which is great considering the shit I reviewed last week. And while there were some things that didn't make sense to me, like earlier when Dawn and Tara encounter Art, they take the chance of walking knowing he saw them. Now, I understand they were drunk, rather pretending to be, but they should have distanced themselves way sooner. There is no way this is an apartment building. It looks more like something you'd use to film a low-budget version of The Office. Overall, I highly recommend this film, especially if you're a fan of exploitation horror. Yeah, that's the thing. And with that, I'm off to find more shit to watch.